All right, y'all, we're getting ready to start a large rectangle section. The stitch sequence for every large rectangle section is going to be the same. You're going to work 2 rows of single crochet. Okay, so there's my first row of single. Chain 1 and turn my work. Then go ahead and work another row of single crochet. So you should have 2 rows of single crochet to start every large rectangle section. Your stitch count will be 13 single crochets. Okay, I'm coming up to the end of a row. When you get to the end of a row where you are beside your blanket, you will slip stitch to join it in the next open single crochet. So slip stitch and go ahead and pull it tight. That's just so that this little slip stitch here does not add bulk or weight or add a potential extra stitch to the blanket, because that's the row that just joins it. Now in the next stitch of the blanket of the part 2, the next open single crochet, you're going to slip stitch. This forms your chain or your faux chain where you normally would chain 1 and turn. So you're going to chain and turn. And now you're going to work 4 rows of the Suzette stitch. So single crochet in the first stitch and double crochet. Skip a stitch, single crochet and double crochet. Skip a stitch all the way across, single and double until you have 2 stitches remaining. But first I have to get this big knot out. There we go. Okay, as I was saying, continue working a single and a double all the way across until you have 2 stitches remaining. Okay, you have 2 stitches remaining. You're going to skip a stitch, and that last stitch work a single crochet. Chain 1 and turn. Now you're going to repeat the Suzette stitch row 3 more times. So you'll have a total of 4 rows of Suzette. Single, double, okay, so go ahead and repeat that until you have 4 rows total of the Suzette stitch. Now, comes in handy if you have a row counter. If you don't have a row counter, use a little pop-it toy. That's what I've been using. Okay, so I just finished 1 row of the Suzette stitch, so I'm going to pop that little sucker down. And then once I get 1 full repeat, well, I'll show you what we do with that here in just a minute. But I've just finished 1 row of the Suzette stitch. So I'm going to complete this. So I've done 1 row. I'm going to go ahead and do 4 rows total of the Suzette. And I'll meet back up with you at the end of the 4th row. All right, I've just finished my 4th row of the Suzette stitch. Now over here on my little row counter, so here's where I just finished 3. Instead of hitting another one here for 4, I'm going to jump up here to the top one and press this one down, because that is my first completed sequence. This is my first repeat. So now I'm going to repeat this section 3 times. So I'm going to do 2 rows of single crochet and 4 rows of the Suzette stitch 3 more times. So that's why this is handy. But y'all know, as I've told, let me put it back up here. If you can see your single crochet rows here, those are also going to help you be able to keep track of how many repeats you've done. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will have 4 sections total, or 3 repeats. But if you can't see this easily, a row counter is very handy and helpful. And again, I'm just using a little pop-it toy because I had several of those laying around and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use it. Okay, so now go ahead and repeat this 3 times. So we're going to slip stitch to our row, slip stitch in the next single crochet to create our faux chain 1, turn the work, and then we're ready to start 2 rows of single crochet, 4 rows of Suzette. I will meet back up with you after your 3rd repeat, or 4 total. So you repeat this 3 times for a total of 4 sections of this. Okay, so repeat this 3 more times. I'll meet back up with you in just a minute. So I'm ready to slip stitch to join this row, slip stitch in the next single, and now I'm going to end this section with 2 rows of single crochet. And that will complete my large rectangle. Again, this is a great row to count your stitches. Anytime you are doing a single crochet row, I highly encourage you to count your stitches going across, because you should always have a stitch count of 13, and the single crochet is a great place to count your stitches. So you should have 13 stitches going across at all times in your color block rows, no matter which stitch sequence you're doing, whether it be the small rectangle, the large rectangle, or the square. You should always have a stitch count of 13 going across. I'll change my color off to back to my main mortar color, and then I will join it to the rest of the blanket. I'll do that after I do my color change, but that is the large rectangle section.